Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Monday, August 21, 2017.
Commissioner Rivas, Repenning James, and Jacinto are present. President James, we have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Hassan Rod, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Brett McReynolds, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Eddie Ohanian, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Gary Harris, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment. We have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and we did not receive any speaker cards on any of the items for today's agenda. Also, for the record, President James, we have Commissioner Davis just joining us.
Okay, so we will close general public comment as well as the Neighborhood Council category of commentary. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Wednesday, August 2nd, 2017 by Commissioners Repenning and Rivas? Any objection? Without objection, we'll approve those meeting minutes. Agenda item number 3, we have a number of authorities for expenditure this morning. Let's get those taken care of. Agenda item number 3, authority for expenditure, City of Long Beach Southeast Resource Recycling Facility. Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $300,000 to pay for contingent refuse processing at the Southeast Resource Recycling Facility when significant delays are being experienced and at the City of Los Angeles' primary facilities. Rowena Romano on agenda item number 3. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. President, Commissioners Repenning, Davis, Jacinto, and Rivas, Bureau Representative, City Attorney, and Executive Officer. Rowena Romano with LA Sanitation. As Commissioner James mentioned, I'm here to request the approval for authority for expenditure to pay for the City of Long Beach Southeast Resource Recovery Facility for contingent refuse processing services when significant delays are experienced at our primary facilities. And the AE is for $300,000 and will come out of the Solid Waste Resource Revenue Fund with no impact on the general fund.
Any questions at all on agenda item number 3? These are these annual?
Yes, I do these every year.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 3, seconded by Commissioner Repenning. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 3. Any issue sending number 3 forthwith? We will send number 3 forthwith. Ms. Romano, you're here on number 4 as well. Authority for Expenditure, County of Los Angeles, Department of Public Works, Bureau of Sanitation, and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and an execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $700,000 to pay for the solid waste management fee of $1.50 per ton for the tonnages diverted from Browning Ferris Industries of California Sunshine Canyon Landfill to Waste Management El Sobrante Landfill for the fiscal year of 2017-2018. Ms. Romano on number 4.
Right. So we are requesting to approve the authority for expenditure to pay the County of Los Angeles Department of Public Works for the waste management fee, which is $1.50 per every ton of material that is sent out of the county. So we pay this on top of the tip fee that we pay to Waste Management El Sobrante. And the AE is for $700,000, which will be funded through the Solid Waste Resource Revenue Fund.
Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Rowena, thank you for this. What are the conditions we're going to go outside the county from Sunshine to El Sobrante?
Right. So our usual business as usual, what we do is 600 tons per day of refuse has been going to El Sobrante, Waste Management El Sobrante in Riverside. But the times when Sunshine Canyon Landfill experiences any delays, or recently the abatement order from the from the South Coast AQMD, which has restricted our tonnages in the morning time from 6 to 9 a.m., we've had to send more tonnages out of county to El Sobrante.
Great, thanks for the clarification.
Commissioner Davis.
The capacity we have within the county, how many landfills do we have available? I understood that you said in the last comment that there was, in fact, some time challenges in terms of our decision to go outside. In terms of our capacity to utilize the services in LA County, how many do we have within the LA County area?
So we currently have one primary contract with Sunshine Canyon Landfill, which is supposed to take 100% of our household refuse. So that's our contract. We also have the second contract with Waste Management El Sobrante, which is outside of the county.
I see.
Right. So within the county, I'm sorry, Commissioner.
No, go ahead.
There is Calabasas Landfill. There is Shoal Canyon Landfill. There's Pointy Hills Landfill. And I might be missing one or two, but we've traditionally just used within the county the Calabasas landfill, since it is the closest landfill within our West Valley area. The other landfills are either restricted from LA City from dumping there or a little too far from our route trucks going there. So,
Of the other ones that are in the county that we could use, some of them have policies that prevent us from utilizing them.
Yes, sir.
Because of the local communities and the business in and of itself, I guess.
right, we've somehow been restricted within a waste shed.
Now,
So
the other alternative that we could use, where is it located? You said there was a remote possibility of another one that we could use that does not have the restrictive covenant.
I can't think right off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but I know there's Calabasas that we use. I believe there's the one near Burbank. I believe that's Shoal Canyon.
Question to you would be, as we have had this discussion, in fact, if there was a possibility for this other one that's available at some point in time, it would still be closer than going to Riverside, wouldn't it be?
Yes. So other than the restrictions, there's also, the county doesn't enter into long-term contracts.
They don't enter into.
They don't enter into long-term contracts. So a lot of the actual AEs that I have today, this is why we come back every year to request funding, and we only use them on a contingency basis because we don't have long-term contracts. So every time that something happens at Sunshine, we're on the phone starting to call. Do you have capacity? Do you have 100 tons for us today? 200 tons? So it's
I was
a response.
trying to explore if, in fact, of those that would be possibly available, perhaps one or two, if, in fact, a relationship in the future could be developed with them, and that, secondly, if in utilizing this one or two that might possibly be available, that the distance for them would be much closer than, therefore, going to Riverside, thus saving us a little money. So I was trying to explore that possibility given the understanding of what our capacity is in terms of what the available landfills are within LA County. So even though we have one or two that we possibly could consider, I just did not know if, in fact, we are looking at ways in which that might be able to be utilized in the future in terms of our overall goal.
Yes, and actually we have our contract with Sunshine is ending in 2021, so that we're opening up a new RFP for that, and that will then open us again to see the possibilities of the other landfills for, say, maybe having a partnership with the county and saying, can we have some capacity here, or having them bid on our, some amount or portion of the trash as well.
Finally, will the options that are available in combination work to our best interest?
Exactly.
Not necessarily driving us to a decision for one or the other, but that if, in fact, we could extend our capacity to utilize all that's available to us in Los Angeles County, it would appear that it would save us a little money in terms of expenditures on this.
Right. So we have to look at transportation and tip fee. So sometimes the tip fee at an outside landfill is cheaper, but then we have the transportation, so it could be comparable. But through the RFP, the evaluation of those contracts, those all things that we take into account.
Thank you for the information.
No problem.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Mr. Romano, we encumber various amounts of funds per year for these types of things as we're doing this morning, noting that this year the request from the Bureau is $700,000 encumbrance, recognizing that we often don't get to that limit. If you do, you come back for additional funding, obviously. In the last year or so, how have we done with our encumbrance? estimates? In other words, what did we spend last year?
Yeah,
perhaps?
so we come pretty close. For last year, we did come back for another increase because of the Sunshine Canyon South Coast AQMD incident.
Right.
So altogether, we asked for 470,000. Last year, we spent 456,000. So
Okay.
we came pretty close with extra contingency that we built in.
Very close. And this year, it's the request for the encumbrance is higher
Yes.
because
That's because so the South Coast AQMD abatement order came closer to the end of the fiscal year. So going into fiscal year 17-18, we expect it to be the entire year to be in effect.
okay. Anything further on agenda item number 4? Okay, I don't have any further questions. Commissioner Sintos made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 4, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 4. Any issue sending number 4 forthwith? We will send number 4 forthwith. Number 5, Ms. Romano here, AFE, Authority for Expenditure, County Sanitation, District Number 2, Calabasas Landfill. The Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $140,000 for contingent refuse disposal services provided at the Calabasas landfill and for green waste processing when significant delays are experienced at the city's primary facilities for fiscal year 2017-2018. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes. As I mentioned, we used the County of Los Angeles Calabasas landfill on contingency basis as well. And this landfill is only available to our West Valley waste sheds. So the amount is for $140,000, again funded by the Solid Waste Resource Revenue Fund. Just to add there, then in the last 3 years we have asked for $140,000, and we've only spent about $50,000 of that. But we do keep that times 3. Kind of rule of thumb on this one.
That's fine. Anything further? I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 5, seconded by Commissioners Repenning and Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we will adopt agenda item number 5. Agenda item number 6, Authority for Expenditure, County Sanitation District Number 2 for DART, the Downey Area Recycling Transfer Facility. The Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $120,000 for contingent refuse processing at the Downey Area Recycling and Transfer Facility when significant delays are being experienced and at the city's primary facilities for fiscal year 2017-2018. Ms. Romano on number 6.
Yes. So this is to use the DART facility, the Downey Area Recycling and Transfer, on a contingency basis again. For $120,000 funded out of the Solid Waste Resources Revenue Fund. This facility, DART, is a transfer station, and it serves mainly it serves for a good purpose for when we have to have delays or need contingency in the southern or metro area of the city.
Any questions on agenda item number 6? I don't have any questions on agenda item number 6. Commissioner Repenning has made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 6. I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 6. Any issue sending number 6 forthwith? We will send number 6 forthwith. Agenda item number 7, Authority for Expenditure, County of Los Angeles for the Southgate Area Recycling and Transfer Facility. Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting is requesting board approval and execution of authority for expenditure in the amount of $120,000 for contingent backup refuse disposal and transfer services provided at the Southgate Area and Recycling and Transfer Facility when significant delays are being experienced at the City of Los Angeles' primary facilities for fiscal year 2017-2018. Ms. Romano, your final agenda item for the morning.
Thank you, sir. This is to request an AE for the County of LA Southgate Transfer Station Facility for contingent refuse disposal and transfer services. Again, this one serves similarly to the DART facility for our southern area, downtown metro area contingent facilities.
Any questions on agenda item number 7? No questions on number 7. Commissioner Sintos made a motion that we'll adopt agenda item number 7, seconded by Commissioners Rivas and Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 7. Any issue sending 7 forthwith? We'll send 7 forthwith. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 1, equipment sole source for Matala Biotrickling Filter, BTF Media Equipment for Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant Capital Improvement Project, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to sole source the selection of Afros Industries Incorporated, the supplier of the Matala BTF media, for an amount not to exceed $465,566, and authorize the city engineer to include a bid item in the schedule of work and prices for this sole sourced item to be installed by the general contractor awarded the construction project. And Mr. Zahedi on agenda item number 1.
Good morning, Sean Zahedi, Bureau of Engineering. We are recommending that the board authorize city engineers to sole source selection of Afros Industries, supplier of Matella filter media, for an amount not to exceed $465,566, and we further recommend that the board authorize the city engineer to include a bid item in the schedule of work and prices for this sole sourced item to be installed by the general contractor awarded the construction contract. We have a project at Hyperion at the intermediate pumping station where we are going to replace the existing chemical odor scrubbers with a biological system. Currently, there are 2 chemical tanks and 2 chemical storage tanks that treat the odor generated from that particular facility. The new installation will collect and treat the foul air using a biological system, which is called a biotrickling filter. And it will also polish the air with a series of carbon scrubbers following the biotrickling filters. The biotrickling filter system is the first stage in this odor control treatment process. Its function is to remove the hydrogen sulfide from the air stream. And through this process, about 99% of the hydrogen sulfide is removed. These biotrickling filters are basically media material that are housed in a fiberglass reinforced plastic vessel. The media, which is the subject of this staff report, are stacked in a predetermined configuration and are designed to promote growth of highly specialized bacteria. These bacteria feed on the hydrogen sulfide, which is the cause of the odor. And so the air is treated biologically as it passes through the vessel by the use of the biotrickling filter. We are sole sourcing this particular media material for the following reasons. This media is made of polyethylene, which is a safe material, easy to handle, with very low maintenance issues, and has a successful track record as far as removing odors. Second, bureaus of engineering and sanitation have conducted extensive testing, both pilot testing and field testing of different materials to use as a filter media. And this Afros material is proved to be more effective in reducing the odors than any other material that we have tested. Thirdly, the city operates 3 air treatment facilities in the wastewater collection system, has been operating them for a number of years. They use this Afros Matella material and have been using that successfully. Lastly, Bureau of Sanitation has expressed the need to standardize media across the Bureau for all of their biotrickling filters. This will allow them to standardize the operation and maintenance of their facilities, as well as provide familiarity for the personnel with this particular part of the biotrickling filter system. So based on our research and long-term operation data, the engineer's opinion is that only one supplier, AFRIS Industries, provider of Metella media, has the experience, technology, and proven performance record to supply the biofilter media for the current project. Therefore, the Bureaus of Sanitation and Engineering recommend that the board authorize the sole sourcing of the filter media for this project. That concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Zahedi. Commissioner Rivas and then Commissioner Jacinto.
Hi. So other vendors, is their filter media using a different material that's not this polyethylene?
We have tested media that are plastic, like polyethylene, and also non-plastic media as well, such as lava, rock. There are different materials that can be used for this purpose.
No, but other vendors don't use the same material as AFRIS.
Well, this is a proprietary material, so no other vendor offers that same material.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivas. Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Sean, thank you for this. So as we move from a chemical to a biological process, Sean, is there any impact, interested in, is there a cost savings as we standardize over the course of this, switching over to the biological? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Yes, since the chemical process uses chemicals that need to be replenished from time to time, there's a cost associated with that. The chemical gets used up and has to be disposed and replaced. Also, there's water consumption that is involved in the use of chemicals for diluting the chemicals and using them. So we are, by switching over to the biological system, we are saving the chemical costs and the cost of fresh water. For this particular facility, we are looking annually at about $200,000 savings.
In chemical and water, yes, as you were saying. So over the course of that this would be significant. I mean, the functional life of this biological filter system.
Yeah, it has a pretty long life. The filter is good for probably 15 to 20 years, and it needs, it doesn't need any maintenance, and so we will realize the savings as we start operating the biological system.
Excellent. Well, this makes great sense in terms of standardizing across and engineering being able to provide for sanitation. That sort of just kind of consistent. This is what we're going to do moving forward. It's better technology, and we're using less. We're saving money. So that's a good thing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Jacinto. Mr. Jordan, just, we always like to get the city attorney on the oral record on a sole source justification. I'm assuming the sole source justification is okay with the city attorney's office?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Then anything further on agenda item number 1? Commissioner Jacinto's made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 1, seconded by Commissioner Rivas. Any objection? With that objection, we will adopt agenda item number 1. Thank you, sir. Any issue sending number 1 forthwith? We will send number 1 forthwith. Agenda item number 2. This will take me a moment to read into the record. Joint Report Bureaus of Engineering and Street Services, Council Districts 9 and 15, street closures. 108th Street and Willowbrook Avenue, 103rd Street and Grandee Avenue. Is it 103rd Street and Grand Avenue or Grandee?
Good morning, it's Grant.
I have it as Grandee Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's correct.
All right. Century Boulevard and Grandee Avenue, Graham Avenue, 92nd Street and Graham Avenue, 55th Street and Long Beach Avenue, 48th Place and Long Beach Avenue, Vernon Avenue and Long Beach Avenue, and 41st Street Metro Line, Blue Line, and pedestrian and swing gate installation project, recommending that the board first find that the Board of Public Works has reviewed and considered the information in the project initial study mitigated negative declaration dated May 5th, 2015, transmittal number 1, related to the requested street closure, the addendum to the mitigated negative declaration Metro Blue Line Track Improvement Project dated June 2015, that's transmittal number 2, and addendum number 2 to the mitigated negative declaration Metro Blue Line Track Improvement Project dated July 2016, transmittal number 3. Secondly, find under the California Public Resources Code, Section 21166, and the California Environmental Quality Act Guidelines, Section 15162, on the basis of substantial evidence contained in the whole record, that since the issuance of the initial study, mitigated negative declaration, and 2 addenda, there have been no changes to the project, changes with respect to the circumstances under which the temporary street closure specified in the final report below is being undertaken, or new information of substantial importance concerning the project, which cause new significant environmental effects or a substantial increase in the severity previously identified significant effects, and therefore no subsequent environmental document is needed for the subject temporary street closures, if that made sense. Number 3, adopt the applicable mitigation measures in the May 2015 MBL Track Improvement Project for the initial study mitigated negative declaration report prepared by Metro as it pertains to construction impacts, including in particular mitigation measures CR1, CR2, PS1, TR1, TR2, HZ1, 2, 3, and 4, N1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Number 4, specify that the Metro Transit Division of the Bureau of Engineering, located at 1149 South Broadway, and the board, located at 200 North Spring Street, and other relevant City of Los Angeles departments, are the custodians of records or other material which constitute the record of the proceedings upon which the board's decision is based. And 5th, approve the request to temporarily close the following intersections for the weekends listed starting Thursday at 7 a.m. and ending Monday at 6 a.m., subject to the conditions identified within the report. And those locations are the locations that I referenced at the opening of the matter. Mr. Tran, go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Mr. President, Commissioner, and board members. My name is Curtis Tran with Bureau of Engineering Metro Transit Division. The Metro Blue Line project will install various swing gate and pedestrian gate to improve and enhance the pedestrian safety along the Metro Blue Line alignment. There are 27 intersections need to be upgraded. 11 of those are within the city of Los Angeles. 8 intersections listed on page 2 of the board report will require full closure to do various work such as curb ramp installation, track upgrade, new crosswalk. In addition, they also be working with Union Pacific Railroad to improve on their side as well. The Metro Blue Line is parallel to the Union Pacific Railroad, so this is an opportunity to get the entire intersection upgraded. We have reviewed majority of the BOE civil plan have been approved. LADOT have reviewed worksite traffic control plan for the 8 intersection. 5 intersection, the plan has been approved. So at this time, we're only requesting 5 intersection, the top 5, that is 108, 108, 103, Century, 92, 55 to approve at this time for closure. And the other 3 we will be sought for later because the plan not complete yet. In addition, the Bureau have performed a CEQA review and clearance have been made. Both the county and the city attorney have agreed to the CEQA clearance. MTA had performed various outreach with the community and stakeholders. We are they have also advertised on social medias and also on the radio as well. So at this time, we would request the board to approve the 5 intersection, and the other 3 will be sought at a later date. We have various members of the MTA, the contractor, and also our environmental staff on in the audience. So if the board have any question for us, we'll be happy to answer your questions.
Hey, Mr. Tran, so regarding, we have 8 intersections that are eventually going to be the subject of this closure. This is to improve the safety along the Metro Blue Line, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And also, in addition to Union Pacific Railroad work, because they're right adjacent to it, they're parallel, so the work has to be concurrent at the same time.
Okay. And so, recognizing that we have 8 intersections that are coming to the board for approval, there are 5 that are part of this board report.
Yes, right now, 5 intersect, all the plan have been approved. The other 3, we still need some more plan approval, and the plan is in being prepared right now. So we'll come back in a month or so to get the next 3 requests for closure.
Okay, and do we have anyone here that has that worked on the outreach for the to the community?
Yes, I do have Mr. Anthony Zamora from MTA, and he'll be up here and talk to you a little bit about the community outreach.
Mr. Zamora?
Nobody from it? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Anthony's not here? Mr. David Chong will
Okay.
speak for
Oh, thank you, sir.
Basically, I'm the project manager for this project. We do have extensive outreach to the community by sending out thousands of flyers, just to notify the public what is coming, for the constructions.
Over what period of time?
Construction period as identified for the 4th Street.
Well, no, I'm sorry. My question was vague. What period of time did the outreach efforts take place?
It's already taken place before the closure.
Right. Was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was started back in June.
Okay. Oh, back in June.
Yeah.
So for the last couple of months,
Yeah.
it's been a constant stream of information to the public. Great. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Rivas?
I have a question. So the swing gates that you mentioned will be installed at all 8 locations?
Yes, actually, there are 27 intersections will be installed, and I have a rendering. What's it look like right now? Eventually, and I would like to pass that out.
Oh, but it only requires 8 street closures to install, you said 27?
Yeah, let me clarify that. The 8 intersections are in City of Los Angeles. There are 27 overall along the alignment.
Jurisdictions.
The alignment from LA to Long Beach. So our jurisdiction is under the City of Los Angeles. But
Those
11,
are the 8
11 of them, 11 of them in the City of LA overall, but we're asking for 8 to be full closure.
And so they're going to the other municipalities for
Correct.
closures that
Yeah,
are
Long
in
Beach
their
and
jurisdiction.
Other gateway city, they will get their change approved.
Right.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Thank
Yes,
you.
sorry.
Thank you.
I should
Thank you,
clarify that.
Commissioner Rivas. Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Curtis, thank you for this. Couple of things. One, that we've received council support for both District 9 and District 15.
Correct. MTA did an outreach, and they have been working. We've been working with CD9 and also 15, and they concur to this closure.
Okay. And since this is a Metro-related project, it will be funded by Metro, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jacinto. Commissioner Davis.
I wanted to ask about the location. Is this the location near where the Southern California Gas Company and the little train station is there on that corner? I think it's.
I don't have that information.
Is it near a shopping center? Across from a shopping center?
No, I don't recall any of
think
these
that's the
intersect close to a shopping center.
There's a Martin Luther King shopping center. This is in 15th District, right?
Some are in CD9, some are in CD15.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was talking about the 103rd
Now,
location.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking the more northern.
Yeah, I was looking at the 103rd location, if this is correct. And
Yes.
Grandee, I was just trying to recall that location, thinking that I knew exactly where you were. But I hope that this is what I think it is in terms of the location. But thank you anyway.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions on this item? Thank you, everyone, for the work that's been done on this. Mr. Herman, you're not part of this discussion, sir. So the discussion is between the Bureau representative and the board. Your speaker card came in late. The rules are very clear on when the speaker cards are to come in, and you know it because you come to many, many of our meetings. So your attempt now is just to be obnoxious and to disrupt the meeting. So I'm going to ask you that you please not be obnoxious and disrupt the meeting. Mr. Tran, so thank you to everyone that has worked on this. As well. Mr. Herman, you're not part of this discussion. All right, so you're disrupting the meeting, and that's your entire intent. That's the only reason that to sit in the front row and make comments. It has nothing to do with the meeting. You're upset because your speaker card came in late, but your speaker card came in late, so you're not going to get to speak on this item. Mr. Tran, again, thank you to the folks that worked on this. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 2, seconded by Commissioner Jacinto. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 2. Any issue sending number 2 forthwith? We will send number 2 forthwith. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Campos, have we cleared the desk?
Yes, you have.
Then we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.